Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Dychronic, your host here on this Destiny 2 video, and today we're going to be taking a look at my Dawning 2019 guide for Destiny 2 Season of the Dawn. Damn it, I said of the Dawn, it's of Dawn! Such a terrible name. Why would you say Season of Dawn and not Season of the Dawn? Anyways, this video will be going over everything that I know about the Dawning event, from the exotic sparrow quest to the new weapons for the event, how you do all of the different cookie recipes, the Eververse, everything that I could possibly know about the Dawning event. I have fashioned into this video and into a Word document that you'll be seeing throughout this video. So you can see on screen, this Word document is literally the amalgamation of everything that I know about this event. You can see different pictures and color coding and images, as well as links to certain websites and resources. I love making stuff like this because these kind of guides are the things that I absolutely love to see from other people that I love using while I'm playing games. So I've made this for you guys. So if you want to get access to this guide, make sure you stay tuned to the end of the video. I'll be talking about how you can get your hands on this guide. But in general, if you do end up liking this guide, make sure you leave a like down below, subscribe for more guides and spreadsheets. I'm actually known as Dr. Spreadsheet around here in the future, and make sure you actually end up watching this full video because I only get paid for the video. So please do end up watching this if you do end up liking and using this guide. And if you did not know, I have a holiday giveaway going on right now. Astro A40 headset, 2 blue microphone products, and a $20 gift code to Control Freaks store. If you want to enter that giveaway, you can find the link in the description down below. Pretty straightforward. Follow the Twitter, follow the Twitch, as well as check out the websites for my sponsors, because stuff like this wouldn't be possible from my sponsors like Astro Blue and Control Freaks. So find their discount codes also in the description down below. If you wanted to get some discounts for Astro or Control Freaks, they are there, so check them out because I am able to do these monthly giveaways of Astro A40s, Blue, and Control Freaks because of my sponsors. So stay tuned for future giveaways and check out those websites if you want to get some discounts and support the cause. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it with my Dawning 2019 guide, which takes place from December 17th to January 14th. So you have 4 weeks to complete everything that you want to complete for this event, to be able to get that exotic sparrow, to bake all those cookies, to be able to get those special weapons for the Dawning event. That is all for those 4 weeks. So the first thing you're going to find in this guide is going to be some general info. It's kind of like a table of contents. First, you're going to see some Eva Levante stuff, then about the new weapons. You're going to see stuff about the exotic sparrow, all of the recipes and ingredients, and then finally Eververse, just a general information of what you're going to see in this guide and general information that you're going to want to know. The only unique thing here is going to talk about the primary currency, which is going to be the Dawning essence that can be found from completing most activities as well as completing the Dawning bounty. For the most part, the Dawning essence is going to be the linchpin of most of your cooking recipes because you're going to need a lot of it. Moving on, let's go and talk about the first section, which is going to be about Eva Levante, the main vendor of the event. She's the one who gives you the holiday oven that you can use to make cookies. For the most part, the game gives you a pretty good guide and tutorial on how to use this cookie making machine, and once you have cooked all of the recipes, you can then masterwork the oven. Once you do that, it will reduce the Dawning essence cost of cookies from 15 to 10. On top of that, Eva Levante also offers weekly, daily, and repeatable Dawning bounties. These bounties offer things like bright dust, double experience, Dawning essence, and other cookie resources. These bounties are pretty straightforward, getting kills of a certain type in a certain way of a certain enemy, or giving cookies to certain respective NPCs. Moving on, let's go and talk about the new event weapons. The Cold Front is a new SMG for the event. There's also a returning weapon, the Avalanche, from previous Dawning event. Both of these things can be found in the consumable box called a gift in return. And anytime you give a cookie to a vendor or an NPC of any kind that you can give a cookie to, they have a chance of giving you this consumable in return. This box guarantees you a drop of one of the 2 Dawning exclusive weapons, some glimmer, substantial amount of experience, and additional rewards. First up, let's talk about the new Cold Front SMG. It's a 750 RPM aggressive frame kinetic SMG, and in my opinion is really not a great weapon by any means. In general, I find the 750 RPM archetype to really not be desirable because it has a lot of recoil and in general does less DPS because of the crit modifier and the ability to stay on target than most of the other archetypes. So in general, 750s are not that great, but I'm glad that they're putting more weapons in here so people can get more of an understanding how 750s work and they can maybe even buff 750s. To be honest, the only desirable thing about the Cold Front is going to be the new perk Osmosis, which can be found on the Buzzard sidearm from the Vanguard ritual weapon, which changes the element of the weapon to your subclass element whenever you use your grenade. So you can literally change the damage type of this kinetic weapon to arc or void or solar just by tossing your grenade, which is something very nice to have. And the second weapon available for the Dawning thing is going to be the Avalanche heavy machine gun, which is a 450 RPM adaptive frame heavy machine gun, and in my opinion is the worst of its type. It's worse than the heavy machine gun known as Hammerhead in every single possible way, and in my opinion worst possible rolls and harder availability. The only advantage of this weapon is that it's solar, and honestly we have a lot of other new solar options. We got 2 new solar options with Shadowkeep, so this weapon is just completely useless, not worth your time in general. Event weapons, very disappointing. Moving on, let's go and talk about the event exotic quest. This year's exotic quest awards the Alpine Dash exotic sparrow, which can be found from Eva Levante and is called Spreading Cheer. This quest tasks you with the delivery of cookies. They have 4 specific quest steps. Each quest is very similar to each other, so only really listed one of them that have you deliver cookies to 2 specific people and bake a certain number of cookies. These baked cookies, by the way, count from last year. So if you baked over 300 confirmed cookies from last year, like I have, 300 confirmed cookies from last year, you'll get this step pretty much right away, and you can get this sparrow fully upgraded very, very quickly. Once this first step has been completed, you actually will receive the sparrow. However, it will be a stock sparrow, so you have to upgrade it with the next 3 steps, which are very similar, that tasks you with delivering cookies to specific NPCs, and eventually the last step, delivering 300 total cookies. And like I said before, it does count the cookies from last year, and personally, I've got over 300 confirmed total baked cookies. If you wanted to see more detail about exactly what you need for this particular quest line, I've actually linked you a quest guide that can be found here on PC Invasion's website. It's pretty straightforward. Delivering cookies to the spider, Saint 14, Callus, eventually, like I said before, 300 confirmed baked cookies for the last step. And once you fully upgrade the sparrow, it'll have exotic sparrow level speed, side thrusters, instant transmat effect, which is something very nice to have, and apparently festive delights, which last year threw like glimmer all over the ground. I assume festive delights also has to do with the kind of thrusters that it has. Moving on, let's go to talk about the different ingredients you can get by doing a bunch of different things around the world. Now, there are 6 common and 14 rare ingredients. Common ingredients can be found from killing enemies of a certain type, like Vex or Hive or Taken. They're pretty straightforward in what you need, and the rare ingredients are from killing enemies in a certain way, like elemental damage types, like arc kills, or certain types of kills, like explosive kills, or only melee kills, generating orbs of light. Everything should be pretty straightforward. You just have to start to internalize what each one of them means. And on top of that, I give you recommendations of where you can farm different enemies. For example, if you want to get a certain amount of Vex, you can go to the lost sector known as the Orrery, which I believe is the one on Nessus, right next to the middle section. Each one of them has a lost sector that's next to them that I recommend, which are very quick, very high density lost sectors. And finally, the Taken one, I highly recommend you just farm the Whisper Mission basement. It's pretty straightforward. You get 16 minutes of just constant Shadow Thralls, which is what I would recommend for all of your rare ingredients. If you want to farm rare ingredients, use the Whisper of the Worm mission. It is the fastest, most consistent kills. I use it for all of my catalyst farming. You can get lots of multi-kills, you can get lots of orbs spawned everywhere, and they're very, very powerful. Outside of that, you could just use any one of the lost sectors that have Taken in them, like the one next to Asher Mir. That's a Taken lost sector. You can use that one as well. Moving on, let's talk about the recipes that you can get for all of the different cookies. Every single cookie has a specific recipe to create. All of the shown recipes you can see in the graphic down below require 15 to 10 Dawning Essence, again depending on the masterwork status of your oven, and all of the other combination become a burnt edge transit cookie that you can give to Master Raoul. Now personally, I did not create this graphic. The original creator is linked here, and the original location where you can find the image in high resolution for the Reddit post can also be found here as well. And it literally lists everything that you're going to want to know about all the different cookie combinations, which is freaking awesome. In general, all of the new cookies can be found here at the bottom right section and the last 2 on the bottom left section here. All of these are going to be new cookies. Moving on, let's talk about the triumphs. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this section because the triumphs are pretty straightforward. There's 36 new and old triumphs from the Dawning event. For the most part, the latter half is going to be the old ones from 2018. You should have most of those completed. I assume you can complete the old ones if you did not complete them last year, and they do have rewards. I'm not sure if you can still get those considering I've already gotten them and have completed them, but this is all of the triumphs, how you complete them, like 50 bounties or 100 cookies. These are all here listed and beautiful, but for the most part, you should be able to use the in-game system because it, it's dynamic and it knows what you do and don't have. Moving on, let's go and talk about Eververse. Eververse has a bunch of new ghost shell ships, sparrows, transmit effects, shaders, emotes, ghost projections, etc, etc, etc. You'll be able to see the full list down below. Each one of the new items will be on sale for silver during the entire event, and of course for Bright Dust, most of them will be available during the event at some point. On top of that, there is a new event exclusive Dawning 2019 themed universal armor set that's being sold by Eververse, which you can see here, the Titan and the Warlock ones. You can buy it for either 1,500 silver or 6,000 Bright Dust for each one of the different classes. So if you wanted to use Bright Dust, you have the opportunity to do that. On top of that, you can also buy the previous years, the iterations of year 2 and year 1 for 1,500 silver each, and if you have part of the set but not the full set, you can buy that for a discounted rate. Outside of that, the rest of this section for Eververse is going to show you a kind of featured images like the new polar bear sparrow, some of the new ghosts and whatnot, as well as a full list of all of the different things that are available for the Dawning that are new to this year on Season 9. And if you want to see the full list and all that stuff, where it is, it's all here. It's all listed. It's pretty straightforward. And that is pretty much it. That is going to be the end of this guide. All the sources are listed and linked down below. If you wanted to check out some of my YouTube videos, my Twitter, my Twitch for my live streams, my Discord server, which is something I'm very active for, or any of my discount links for Astro and Control Freaks. And if you wanted to get your hands on this Word document, which is a public Word document available to everyone here, all you have to do is head over to my Discord server. And on that Discord server, there will be a channel called #YouTube Twitch. And in that server, on December 22nd, when this video came out, you'll be able to see that guide actually linked there. On top of that, you can find the full list of all of the different spreadsheets that I do for all the different things for PvP, PvE weapons, exotic armors, supers, and armor mods, and all that stuff will also be listed there as well in the pinned comments. So in general, you gotta head to my Discord and you're gonna find a lot of juicy goodness. And that's gonna be pretty much it. That is the end of the Dawning guide. Make sure you leave a like down below if you do end up liking this, or if you do end up using this, and subscribe for more guides to special events in the future, like the spring event, or the Halloween event, or the Christmas event. There's lots of events going on, and I make guides like this for every single one of them, on top of my amazing spreadsheets. I love spreadsheets, and I'll make them for all the different types, for all the different modes, for all the different armor pieces. I make spreadsheets, and they're amazing, and you should check them out. You can see them in my other videos, as well as my Discord server and all that whatnot. But that's it. That's the end of the video. Hope you guys did enjoy. My name's Dychronic, and I will see you guys on the next one.